What it do, Sports Betting Nation? Aces High here with you. It's Tuesday. It's a fantastic Tuesday. The real Jay-Z coming through, bringing lunch for the SB Intel offices. You gotta love it. That's gotta make you happy. I know the fans didn't get anything. You're not as happy, but hey, I got good news for you. It is Dinger Tuesday. I know that makes you guys happy. We're gonna go through some dingers today. We're gonna go through some FanDuel top odds to hit. Maybe we'll look at the long shots too. I know Mr. Hardways Mike was talking about those long shots, and some of you bet them. So we're going to jump into those. How about Semien yesterday going deep for the Rangers? You know that Hardways, he was on Semien on Sunday to hit a home run. I don't believe he did, but since Hardways bet him on Sunday to go long, he's going long on Monday. So maybe check out the podcast from yesterday. See what Hardways said as far as who to bet a home run, because if he bet them yesterday, I can almost guarantee they're going deep today. And you got that FanDuel promotion on top of it. Let's jump right into baseball. Get right to it. I'm going to head over to sportsbettingintel.com. I'm going to go on the favorites tab up there. It's just the easiest way for me to get it. You can go to the MLB page. You can go to the MLB tabs, however you want to get there. MLB Today page, showing you all the starting pitchers for today, showing you their stats. Hey, you don't want to bet baseball without knowing who's on the mound. Jump into the first game here. We got the Reds and the Guardians. The best line right now for the Guardians on FanDuel, minus 102. This line opened at minus 118, so you're getting a better number than the open. We do have a dog flip in this one, considering that line and how it's moved. The Reds open minus 102, now to a minus 112. That best line is on DraftKings, so not a huge move, but it's always a very important thing when we get that dog flip. We get the favorite turning to a dog, the dog turning to a favorite. Let's jump into another game. We got those Astros, the Rangers, enemy, taking on the Marlins. Marlins plus 105 today. The best line you're going to get on Mr. Johnny Cueto to win the game, plus 105 on DraftKings. Houston Astros, best line for them, minus 122 on FanDuel. Not a lot of line movement in that one. Basically where it opened around that minus 125 mark. And you're still getting that on a couple books. So not a lot of line movement in that one. But we are going to jump into a game where, we're talking about line movement all the time. Something you got to watch, something you got to pay attention to. This Red Sox Nationals game has had some movement. The Red Sox opened minus 218. Huge favorites. That line was on DraftKings. They were the first one to get it out there as far as all the major books that we cover. That line's all the way down to minus 165 right now on BetMGM. You can get them at a much better number than the open. I did not look into this one. This looks like a type of news event move to me. I didn't have time to look into it for you guys. Maybe we'll get it out there on our social media. Check out what that news event is, because when you get a move like this, it usually is news. Nationals open plus 180, all the way down to plus 145 right now. So looks like we got some difference in what the algorithms are telling us, because that's not as big of a move as you would expect for that plus 180 to 145 from 218 to 165. That 145 plus 145 is on PointsBet. If you do want the Nationals, you want to fade the Red Sox in this one. Braves, Yankees. Braves just playing lights out baseball lately. My Braves coming through. You want to bet on them? Hey, minus 200. You see that? That's probably a good number you're getting for the next few games. Just trounced the Yankees last night. And this one, we do have the Braves at minus 218. They open around that minus 200 number. Bryce Elder on the mound for the Braves. Yankees best line plus 190 on FanDuel. Luis Severino on the mound for the Yankees, the right-hander with the 2-7 record, not doing great on the season. You can say that about a lot of the Yankees bullpen and pitchers, I should say. Jumping into a couple more games, let's see what we got here. I know we got a full slate today, which I know everyone likes full slates on Dinger Tuesday. Gives you more options, gives you a better chance for edge. Looking through here, we got the Padres Orioles. That's an interesting game. Jump into the lines for that one. We got Padres sitting right now. Best line minus 125, and that's on BetMGM. If you want the Orioles, you're going to take them over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Plus 114 is the best line to back Flaherty on the mound. He's the right-hander with an 8-7 record, ERA 4.33, K per 9.1. And then check this out. We're looking at two pitchers. Wacha on the mound for the Padres, giving up home runs per 9.84. Flaherty that I just mentioned, home runs per 9.82. So both pitchers giving up less than one home run per game on the mound. Something you always got to remember when we're betting dingers. If you can, maybe just avoid this game altogether, because these pitchers don't let the long ball go out often. Always consider that in your analysis. Let's jump in the last game of the day. We got the Brewers and the Dodgers. Dodgers sitting minus 210 on FanDuel. They've been over that, shorter than that 200 mark a lot past few games. Just you got to put a lot of money up if you want to bet these Dodgers lately. They're playing good baseball. They're in the pennant hunt. You know, they're going to be coming every day. The Brewers, no difference, but they haven't been as hot. They were doing well, dropped a couple games lately. They got Hauser on the mound tonight. You're getting plus 180 on Caesar Sportsbook, and that is better than the opener, which had them at plus 164. So if you want to take the Brewers, you want to fade the Dodgers, this might be your spot to do it. If you want to go against Miller, I don't know. Bobby Miller's been pitching well. Again, we're talking about a pitcher that's given up 0.78 home runs per nine. So you're looking at Brewers hitters for the home run props or the home run promotion on FanDuel. You know, maybe look somewhere else, or maybe look on the Dodgers side because Hauser is giving up a little over one home run per nine, which is, you know, not a lot, but it's a lot better than that 0.78. Let's jump into a couple other sports. Baseball is not the only thing we got. Actually, we talked about college football. Guys, it was great talk. Man, it got me excited. We're on the college football rundown podcast over there. Hardways was on. The real Jay-Z was on. I was on. We were chumming it up with the Madman Woj, going over some conference football previews for the 2023 season. Everyone put down their bets for every team total over under. There was some disagreement, let me tell you, but a lot of good analysis, a lot of good opinions. I recommend you guys check out that episode. It was the SEC that released today, but Hardways and the real Jay-Z will be back on the college football rundown for the episode that airs tomorrow, and that is the Pac-12. And you know the real Jay-Z brings it when we're talking about the Pac-12. So go ahead and check that out. College football, we'll leave it go for today. We got a lot of college football. You check out those podcasts on the college football rundown. Maybe we'll jump into some soccer. You know what? Maybe that's the reason that the real Jay-Z was buying lunch for the office today. I got to check it out here and see if those Hotspurs maybe covered a big bet for him lately. No, it looks like they had a draw. This is why Aces doesn't watch soccer. I Google Tottenham scores because obviously I don't know them off the top of my head. What's the first thing that comes up? Oh, their last game was a 2-2 draw against Brentford. Well, that's soccer for you, and that was on Sunday. So I don't know. Maybe he bet it to draw because I know he's a big Hotspurs fan. Looks like he's got, who do they have? I'm going to go head back to sportsbettingintel.com right now. I'm going to check up upcoming soccer games. Yes, we cover international soccer. We cover MLS too, but I'm going to jump into international soccer since we're talking about Tottenham. I'm just going to type in Tottenham, figure out real quick. Oh, they're playing Manchester United. Forced to be reckoned with, let me tell you. Saturday, August 19th. So that is this Saturday. I'm going to click on it, get more detail here on our sportsbettingintel.com game breakdown. Looks like, yeah, Manchester United plus 140. They're definitely a favorite here. Draw. I'm looking at three-way lines. Remember, soccer, this is another reason that I personally don't like soccer. I don't like three-way lines. They can mess with the juice a lot. They can trick you with things. Kind of like a multi-way market. The sportsbooks can get away with a lot more on those three-way lines, which is why they like to put them out there rather than the straight money line. But we'll talk three-way lines here right now. We're looking at on Caesars. It looks like it is the best book for Manchester United right now, sitting at plus 140. If you want Tottenham or you want the draw, it looks like both of those are the best lines on DraftKings. We got the draw at plus 265. We got Tottenham at plus 205. So you're getting a little more than 2-1 on your money if you want to take those Hotspurs, the real Jay-Z's favorite team, I believe anyways. I think he likes Manchester United too, so he'll probably be watching this one come Saturday. But if you want to take those Hotspurs, plus 205 on DraftKings is your best line. Draws, not something I bet, but they happen. I'm sure some of you out there bet them. Look at some of these goal totals. Looks like 2.5 is what most books have the over-under goal total pegged at. If you want to go with that over 2.5 goals, your best bet right now is on Caesars. They got that over 2.5 goals at minus 125. You want the best line for that under 2.5 goals in this game? Plus 125. You can get $125 back in your pocket for betting 100 if they score under 2.5 goals, aka 1, 2, or I guess 0. Can they end at 0 goals? I don't know. You'd have to ask the man that knows that question. But I do know that they just have to get 1 or 2 goals and stay in that mark, and you're only getting 125 back. That's soccer for you. They don't score a whole lot of goals. Let's jump back to the SBI, our homepage here. I'm going to jump into, I know Hardways likes to go into plus EV. I'm not going to end with plus EV today. I'm going to end with the dingers. I'm going to end with the FanDuel promotion. That's what I'm going to do. That's my prerogative, let me tell you. I'm going to look at a line here, though, plus EV. I'll give you one today. I know you guys don't like these plus 700 odds, so I'll just skip by a couple of these. They are plus EV, though. You just change your bet size. You're still getting plus EV on them. If you guys don't understand that, maybe shoot us an email. Join us on one of our social medias. Head over to that Discord. We could definitely explain to you what that means and how to go about that. I'm looking here, though, at a plus EV. Let's go with this one's. It's plus 2.98% EV. Our system is shown on the plus EV odds page. Texas versus Los Angeles Angels. And, man, what a surprise to that game it was yesterday, that Rangers taking down the Angels yesterday in good fashion, let me tell you. Let's see what it's telling us to bet here. It's telling us to bet the over 11.5 for this positive expected value bet. Those odds are on FanDuel. They are plus 280. Let's see what our system has the EV odds at. It has it at plus 269 looking at this. I'm going to pull up this bet calculator. I'm going to go to the Kelly system. Even value probabilities at 27.1%. Odds are at plus 280. It's autofilling all that for us. So all I have to do is type in our bankroll. We like to use $2,000, $2,000 as a bankroll. Again, everybody's is different. It's just, I think it relates well to our audience on a specific book anyways. It's telling us that on that $2,000 bankroll for this plus EV bet, we're wanting to make $10.65 bet on it, which is about 0.53%. 53 basis points of our total book. And that's using the Kelly system. That's nothing that we're recommending. That's just straight up using the Kelly system along with our system's EV projections, which you can get over on that page. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to reach out to us on social media or that Discord. I'm actually going to jump over to that Discord now because this is where I like to get my FanDuel Dinger promotion information from. I'm going to head over to SBI. I'm going to click on that SBI analysis tab. This is all free, by the way. You can just join our Discord server for free, get all this information for free. We're tweeting out not just FanDuel home run hitter odds. We're giving you a lot of information, a lot of analysis. Reading through the last thing, looks like was something I posted actually. Aces posted for you guys. Update on college football season win totals and converted implied probabilities without the juice. That's an Excel file. You can head over there, just download that for free, or head through all our analysis from before. It's still all up there. Might help you guys out with your picks. But hey, we're worried about dingers right now. Let's look at the top 20 favorites. Matt Olson, no surprise, he's up there. Him and Mr. Judge sitting as the top two ponies, both sitting at plus 250, 28.57% probability of going deep. That implies, you know what? Mr. Matt Olson was a man that we looked into deep last week. We took him. He didn't come through. It was around this plus 250 odds, I believe. Again, at plus 250, they're not going to hit it, half the time for you. The numbers aren't that bad from the sports books. They are way too close to even value probability for that to happen. So you got to remember, this is a bet that we're making, 10 times and hoping that we win 2 or 3 of those times to get our EV probability up there. Max Muncy, look at him. Cal Raleigh. Well, it looks like we got Jordan Alvarez, Jose Ramirez, Joey Votto. I know Mr. Hardways was big on him last year. I haven't heard him mention Mr. Votto a lot lately. Anthony Santander, Matt Wallner. Those guys I'm all mentioning because they're all at plus 300. That's that pocket we usually see for especially this FanDuel promotion. You see a lot of guys in there. Fernando Tatis Jr., a game we said maybe you want to look to stay away from today because those pitchers, man, they just don't give up home runs. But Mr. Tatis sitting at plus 310. That implies a 24.39% probability of going deep. Rounding out the list at number 20 is Julio Rodriguez, just eking out Mr. Pete Alonso, who's been having some very good baseball games as of late. But Pete Alonso plus 330, Julio Rodriguez plus 340. Nothing really tickles my fancy there. Let me tell you, I'm looking through these odds and I'm not seeing anything. A gun to my head, I would take Matt Olson again at that plus 250 number, but that's chalk. Matt Olson he's been hitting. The Braves just crushed the Yankees yesterday. I expect that they probably do much the same today, so he might be a good bet. Let's jump over to the top 20 long shots, though. The guys that are less likely to go deep, obviously we're talking about the favorites. Those are the guys that are more likely to go deep. The odds that you're going to get much shorter than these guys who have pretty long odds, let me tell you. Although, looking at it, like with plus 1,300, that's the best long shot odds that FanDuel's given us, which is, Not great odds for somebody that's going to hit a home run, 1 out of 60, 70, 80 games, twice a season maybe. Luis Ariz, we talked about him last week, plus 1200. That implies a 7.69% probability of going deep. And again, that's what the book is giving you. That's with the juice. 1 out of 10 times you would beat that, but he's not going deep 1 out of 10 times. 1 out of 5 times, that's definitely not going to happen. 1 out of 20, maybe he hits it. I have to look into his stats, but these aren't very good odds in my opinion for the long shots. I'm just looking through this list. My man's not on there. It's a bit disappointing. Miles Straw. He hasn't been on there the past couple weeks. I wonder if they took him off because he hasn't hit a home run in 3 years. They might have just taken him off. Those odds, they can't get long enough for my boy, my homie, if I see him again, Miles Straw. Miguel Rojas plus 900. There's maybe a long shot you might want to take looking at Miguel Rojas to come through. You can't always go with the chalk, right? You got to go sometimes with the long shots. We did mention how the Dodgers, you don't want to bet against them to hit home runs, but you might want to bet for them to hit home runs. So let's see what Aces decides. I'm not going to say anything on this program, though. I'm probably going to stay away from all these guys. Dig in a little deeper, maybe hit it up over there on our SBI Discord. Let you guys know what I ended up going with. I'm sure Mr. Hardways will probably do the same. So head over there, check it out. Until then, I think that's it for us today. Remember, you don't always have to bet, but when you do, wager wisely. Aces out.